This training is on how to configure events and email notifications. In this training video, I'll cover the benefits of setting up events and notifications, how to configure your PDU. In this video, I'll configure one PDU to send events to PowerIQ, but then you can use PowerIQ's bulk configuration feature to update all your PDUs. I'll cover that in a separate video. Then I'll show you how to configure PowerIQ email notifications. PowerIQ will take the events, turn them into email notifications. You'll need to enable notifications, obtain your SMTP settings from your system admin and enter them to PowerIQ, ensure your user account has an email address in PowerIQ, and enable email filters. The benefits of notifications are that it helps you improve uptime. It'll allow you to be aware of incidents before they become problems. Early indication of incidents are given in the dashboard health map, event table, event tab, and by email notifications. So what is the benefit of setting up events and notifications? A couple of the benefits include your dashboard display, which will allow you to have an at-a-glance view of the health of your critical infrastructure, such as your CRACs, your floored PDUs, your UPSs, your power panels, as well as all your cabinets. Green means there's no events. Yellow means the highest event is a warning. Red means the highest event is a critical event. And if I click on cabinet 1B, I look at my inspector and I see that I have an overpower condition. It has crossed the critical threshold. I can see that my capacity is 1.2 kilowatts and my actual load has exceeded my critical threshold. Therefore I have the event and I see the red color. I would see the event in my event table. I also have the ability to go to my events tab where I can select what columns to display in my events tab, and my event tab is highly sortable and filterable, so I can filter on different types of events, filter on different types of severities, and in this case maybe I just want to see my critical events. I maybe want to filter on seeing only my active events, and then I could save my grid configuration, so this is my default configuration every time I come into this tab. So now that I've shown you the benefits of setting up events and notifications, let's go through the steps to do this. First, you'll start on your PDU and you go to Device Settings, go to Network Services, SNMP, select the Notifications tab, enable notifications, select notification type of SNMP v2 trap, enter the host ID of PowerIQ, enter the port ID of 162 for SNMP, and enter the community string. Click OK, and that's all you need to do to set up this particular PDU to send all of its events to PowerIQ. On PowerIQ, you should start to see events coming into PowerIQ in the Event tab if events are generated on the PDU. That's a good sign of whether you've set it up correctly or not. I click my Settings tab because now I want to set up so that certain events can send email notifications. First, I'll click PowerIQ Settings, and you need to enable email delivery of event notifications. Next, you need to configure event filters, and here you can add as many filters as you want. You enable a filter and you select a criteria that allows events to become email notifications. For example, I might want to have critical events coming from my outlets, inlet circuit breakers, environmental sensors, rack PDUs, and rack power thresholds be sent to me from all PDUs. And so that's one filter. Separately, I might enable a second filter that might send me warning events for specific PDUs that are maybe PDUs that I care a lot about because they're performing an important function. And so in this particular setup, I'm going to get critical events from all PDUs from these sources, but I can set up a specific set of PDUs either using PDU custom fields or IP address patterns, and I want to get warning events from these sources sent to me as email notifications. So now I've set up my filter, I've enabled email notifications. There's two more steps. One is I want to go and set up my SMTP server settings. I need to get this information from my system admin, and I need to enter the IP address of my email server, the port, and a sender email address. This is the email address for which the emails will come from. So you want it to be something that's clear that it's coming from PowerIQ. And if your email server requires authentication, there's additional settings here. Finally, I'll click on my username, and I need to ensure that I have an email address entered for my username. This completes configuring events and email notification.